Hi everyone, if you're new here, I'm Aude, a writer and filmmaker. I have published novels and short stories over the years in French and English. Today, I'm reviewing all the books I've read in 2024 as well as the books I plan to read in 2025. This year, I've tried to mainly read books by Black authors, but I have failed. There's a couple of authors, many Asian writers that I've read as well, but it has been a good year. My favorite this year was La Parole de Négresse by Awa Thiam, which is a re-edition of the original one. It's a wonderful book that basically is a series of feminist conversation about Senegalese women from back in the day. Next one is Someday Maybe by Oni, who did the retreat that I went to last year. It's a very wonderful book that really talks about grief in a very relatable and tender way. And Oni is really good at making commercial fiction with heart, which is a skill I absolutely don't have, and I'm in awe. Next is The Art of Dramatic Writing, which was a good book. Told me a couple of things about characters and how to improve my writing. There were loads of writing theory there that I didn't agree with, but still a helpful book for writers. Next one is Chiang, Exhalation. I'm a massive fan of Chiang. I believe that he's a literary genius, and I've loved his work since Stories of Your Life and others. And Exhalation is a wonderful short stories collection that really once again gets you to think about the world we live in and how sci-fi really challenges some of our preconceived ideas about humanity and what the society we live in. As a writer, I'm venturing into sci-fi, and he is definitely an inspiration for me. Next is probably my biggest disappointment of this year, Carrie Fisher's Postcard from the Edge. And I'm really disappointed because I love Carrie Fisher. I was devastated when she died. I've been a fan, and I was hoping that I would love her book, but it has been terrible. The story is not great. The writing is also lackluster, and it's simply not even entertaining enough. So big disappointment. Next is Literarische Divers, a writing journal I picked up in Germany. My German is very limited, but I can read a little bit of it and then use a translation software. I did find it a good book from what I've been able to understand, and I do enjoy the fact that there's so many different voices that you wouldn't usually find in German literature. So once again, I will recommend it. This year as well, I decided to finally read all of Toni Morrison's books, starting with Race, which has such a lovely short story there, which tells the complicated friendship between a black girl and a white girl. Jazz is a book that is so beautifully written, especially the opening, but I've had loads of issues with it. First of all, the way Dorcas was so cruelly treated by everyone from her friends to the couple. Then second of all, I was very much disappointed with the way the main character, the guy, seemed to be glorified in a way that he didn't suffer any consequences for his terrible actions and remained loved throughout. Now, I guess everyone is deserving of love, but that was disappointing. Song of Solomon for me is the best book ever written by Toni Morrison, simply because of everything that she has to say about masculinity, her introspective view on that, her view on middle-class black families and colorism and the weirdness that can happen. It was a very strong book. The Bullseye was a very hard book to get into, and I have to say that I'm fairly uncomfortable with light-skinned writers writing so much about dark-skinned characters. Why is there a need to tell the stories of dark-skinned characters so much by then? And that's something that Toni Morrison has mentioned herself. So very difficult book. Necessary, but one thing that I've struggled with her is the empathy towards men that do terrible things, and you should be empathetic as a writer. It is just that it's making you uncomfortable. So that was a great book about friendship and hardship and living your life as you intend to. And so that was definitely a very striking character that will stay with me for a long time. One thing I didn't like is the fact that she was not such a great friend, and she was definitely male identified in the way she treated her friend, despite the fact that her friend as well was also male identified. But that's a product of her time. Speaking of male identified black women characters, I've read The List by Yomi. And The List is an introspective book on social media, on rape culture, and how it impacts people, especially innocent men. I won't talk too much about that. The only thing I'd say is that while reading the book, I will often wonder, why would the main character stick with that man for so long and would be ready to lose so much? But that's, rape culture and straight women and all of that. This one is a little bit of an odd one. This year, I bought my first cookbooks. Usually my cookbooks are given to me. So I bought my first cookbook that I read, and it's called Sesame, Soy and Spice by an influencer I follow. She's a vegan and sometimes gluten-free one, and it was a good book. So yeah. I was given these books when I did my retreat. Now, reading these books reminded me of why I don't really like romance. It's my least favorite genre with fantasy. Actually, I like fantasy more than romance. So it wasn't so great. This one, Her Best Kept Secret, was probably the best out of the 4 novels. I did find that the thing was a little bit cheesy. One of these stories was trying to explore once again how rape culture and false rape accusation can destroy men, which is a theme that is so rare and somehow so written about by women that it's not of interest for me. Next, this year I was given and I bought a couple of books that I still haven't read. So these are the books that I'm going to read, hopefully, in 2025. Hopefully I'll read Soudaine Brun, Derrière les mythes métis, and This Hair of My Brother by Kofi Awono. And I'm looking forward to these books. They look amazing. Another book I really need to read is Lakewood. I am obsessed with the cover. This is the kind of cover I need for my next book. The story speaks to me as well because I am someone that attended private school on a bursary as a black poor person, and I've written a book about that. I've even written a script about that. None of them were ever made, so I really want to read Lakewood and see how the story is being told. So every year I go to the ASOP Queer Library and I get free books there for Pride Month, and one of them I still haven't read it, and I'm a little bit ashamed actually. The first one is Akiri Boto, and the second one is Love in the Big City by Song Young Park. This year I had aimed to read around a book a week. I have not succeeded, unfortunately, but I've increased my reading, which is great. Next year, I want to read more work by African writers, and I also want to finish the books on my to-be-read list. I am also going to read more nonfiction for research I'm doing. What are your favorite books in 2024? Let me know in the comments. Feel free to like and subscribe to my channel for more writing and filmmaking related videos. If you want to support my small business and my work, look at my website as well as my books available on most stores. Thanks for today. Goodbye.